James O'Brien, Professor Eden's speech class, 19 April. Edens, Professor Edens. This is an informative speech on how to properly set up a home internet connection. Here we go. In the 21st century, being connected can mean so many different things. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, email, text messaging are all ways that we stay connected. All of these components have one very critical item that ties them together, that makes them work: internet access. And the majority of how we connect today with our friends, family, and coworkers involves internet access to some degree. Understanding how to obtain this vital service is a must in our ever-expanding world of connections. The first step in obtaining internet access is to identify an internet service provider. First, compare the prices between internet service providers. They can range from very expensive to very inexpensive depending on where you're looking. The second step is to compare performance between internet service providers and also within internet service providers. Your performance levels are going to vary between providers and within each provider, so it's important that you identify what you need and how much you're going to be able to spend on that particular level of performance. Once you've identified the price and performance that you desire, select the provider and set up an appointment for activation. The second step in obtaining internet access is to identify the additional equipment that you might need. Basic equipment required is going to be a modem, a router, and any additional power cables or Ethernet cables to connect all of the devices that you have. The second thing is you want to identify any optional equipment that you're going to need. Computers, game consoles, televisions, wireless devices such as cell phones and iPads are all things you're going to need to identify the components, and you're also going to identify anything else you're going to need to get those set up and get them online. Once you've identified your internet service provider and all the equipment you're going to need, you're going to go ahead and connect all of your equipment. The first thing is that the ISP technician is going to show up and activate your service. Sometimes they're willing to connect your cable modem to your router, but more often than not, you're left to do that yourself. So once they've established a connection, the second thing you're going to have to do is connect the modem to your router via cables. You're going to establish a physical connection between the two boxes via Ethernet cables. Once you've done that, you have to verify that the router has good connection by observing the indicator lights on the front of the box. Once all that's complete and you verified you have active signal to your modem and active signal to your router, you're going to connect all of your required devices. You're going to route the necessary cables to any devices that are hardline connected to your router, and you're also going to wirelessly connect all devices that you need, be it iPad, phones, DVD or Blu-ray players, anything of the sort that needs that. You're going to check those for a good connection once all that stuff is set up. All in all, the process isn't overly difficult, but it's important that we have an understanding of the basics of how to go from no internet to online. And doing that will help even the most technically handicapped individuals obtain internet access. So I hope this has been helpful and informative. Please, everyone, have a good afternoon. Thank you.